What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 51 of the Ham Podcast. I am your host, John Helmke. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. New episode of the Ham Podcast, Wednesday, and we are here. Not only is it Wednesday, but we're damn near at the end of the year. Today's the 28th. We've got just a few days left in 2022, and that's it. 2023 is upon us, right? We'll talk more about the New Year's later and resolutions and who's going to do what and what you want to do, all that good stuff. But first, I hope everybody had a great week. I hope everybody had a very, very magical and happy Christmas, because at the end of the day, that's what matters, right? If you have kids, I hope your kids got everything they wanted. If they did it and they were some badass little kids, well, then I'm glad if they didn't get what they wanted, right? That's on them. They should have behaved. But here we are, right? Live on Twitch, live on Facebook simultaneously. I love it. It's going great. So, right, let's jump in, right? I'm glad everybody had a great Christmas. So, I like to sit around, on my leisure time, as people will say, right? And I like to watch videos, and I'm a big fan of martial arts. All types of martial arts, whether it's boxing, wrestling, MMA, kickboxing, whatever it is, right? Big fan of it. And I got sent this video the other day, or actually today. I got sent a video today. And in the video, it's a promotion from Japan. And it's a video where they're on like an elevated mat and they're fighting. One guy's in a karate gi, another's kind of like in MMA shorts. And they're fighting, and the karate guy goes and tries to like throw a kick or something. The MMA guy just kind of runs at him, picks him up. Now here's the crazy thing, right? I mentioned they were on an elevated mat. This guy goes and runs him off the mat, slams him. Picked him up over his shoulder, slammed him off the mat into what appears to be a moat full of like steam and all kinds of stuff like that. And the guy, it looks like he broke his arm. I'm going to go ahead and paste the link if you want to check it out here in the chat on Twitch, right? So there's the link. You want to check it out. Click on that link. It'll take you to Instagram. It'll take you to the link where he slams him. It was gnarly. Loved it. I'm sure the guy who got slammed and broke his arm didn't love it, but hey, he should have fought the takedown, right? He should have sprawled and not been so concerned with throwing the kick at that time. But while we're on the topic of MMA, man, I can't wait for 2023 when it comes to MMA. We've got some big fights coming up, and big fights early in the year, man. We're talking, the first fight night of the year is the 14th of January. Main event is Kelvin Gastelum. He's fighting, and then you've got the pay-per-view after that in Brazil. You've got Hill versus Teixeira for the vacant belt. It's an amazing card, right? You got Shogun Rua, if you're a diehard MMA fan and you used to watch the old Pride days, Pride Championship. Shogun Rua has announced this will be his last fight in MMA. So, it's sad to see him going, but it's time. He's done some great things in the sport, but he's older now, right? He's deep into his 40s, so this will be his ride out. The cool thing is he gets to do it in his home country of Brazil. And then, we're talking the Islam, February 11th, Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski for the 155 lightweight belt. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for that. I really hope Alexander Volkanovski goes out there and puts a beating on Islam Makhachev. If you know me, I don't like the Dagestani guys, Khabib and Islam and all the other Nurmagomedovs, Zagomedovs, Kababomedovs, whatever their names are, right? I've never been a fan of the Dagestani wrestlers, but I hope Volkanovski goes out there and beat him. And then later in February or early March, what I'm hoping does happen, and they keep saying it is, the return of John Bones Jones at heavyweight against Francis Ngannou. One can only hope that fight actually goes down. You're talking about the power of Francis Ngannou versus arguably the greatest MMA fighter of all time in John Jones. Put aside the personal stuff, put aside the things that he's done outside of the octagon, right? We're talking put aside the drugs and put aside the cocaine, the weed, and the hit and run accident, and God, I could probably go on, but put all that aside and let's just talk about Jon Jones in the cage. Arguably, my top two is him and Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, right? Him and Mighty Mouse, arguably you could probably interchange those two, but Jon Jones versus Francis Ngannou, that's a dream fight, and it looks like that's going to happen in March, and I can't fucking wait. That is a fight that I'm excited for. Right. Once again, welcome to the Ham Podcast, everybody, here live on Twitch and live on Facebook. We're almost to the new year, and I can't wait. You know, New Year is probably one of my favorite holidays. Everybody's, you know, fixated with Christmas and gifts and giving and receiving. Nah, man, I want to go out and get drunk on New Year's. Can we skip Christmas? Let's go to New Year's. Let's drink a bunch of alcohol, have a good time, listen to some good music, eat some good food, watch some fireworks, and let's just get hammered, right? That's what New Year's is about having a good time and just getting hammered, and I love it. But yeah, I can't wait for New Year's, right? So Ham Podcast here on Facebook, on Twitch. If you haven't been to the Instagram to follow us, go to the Instagram, _H_A_M_podcast. Go check us out on Twitter, _Ham_podcast. We got some pretty cool shit on there, some cool videos. But, excuse me, topic of the night, right? And this is what I want to talk about, okay? I'm a little bit of an older cat, right? I'm 39 years old, not too old, right? I'm 39 years old. And one of the things that comes up a lot nowadays in society is relationships, right? Relationships, what a man's looking for, what a woman's looking for. Me growing up. What's up, that boy Flowski? What's going on? Welcome to the Ham Podcast live on Twitch. So, you know, me growing up, I had some pretty good examples of what, you know, relationships were, right? Had my parents, they set a pretty good example, right? Fell in love, high school, all that kind of stuff. Had my grandparents, right? They fell in love at a young age, whatever, right? And when I asked them these questions, right, I said, what made you fall in love? What attracted you to mom or to dad or to grandma or to grandpa? And now, mind you, my family, excuse me, my family is very blunt. We don't care who we're talking to, whatever. We're gonna tell you the truth, right? So, you know, if it was all about, oh, I wanted to hit her, whatever, they would say that, right? But no, one of the things that, like, my grandparents, you know, oh, she was a sweet girl. You know, I saw her at a dance one day, and you know, I wanted to dance, but I didn't know how. And she saw me and she approached me, you know, and we talked for a few hours, and I took her out. We went to the movies, you know. It was all about liking each other, right? Liking each other. And my parents, same thing. My dad said, hey, I saw her at a ROTC contest, right? You know, she was beautiful. I didn't know what to say to her, right? I just kind of approached her, you know, asked her out sometime, you know, this and that. And I was like, okay, but physically, you know, I remember asking my dad this before he had died, and, you know, years before he had died. And I was like, physically, though, went to the show. Yes, sir. Welcome, Flowski. And I said, physically, though, what attracted you to mom? And he's like, honestly, he goes, I didn't really look at her physically. He goes, yes, she had a pretty face. He goes, that's what caught my eyes. He goes, she had a pretty face. He goes, but when I walked by her and her friends talking, I liked the conversation. I liked the way she was talking, and it caught my ear, and I wanted to hear her talk more. So I said, wow, you wanted to hear her talk more. Now, you look at the conversation, you look at people nowadays, right? The times have changed, right? If you go and ask a woman what they want in a man, right? Before, you know, I asked my grandma, I said, hey, what were you looking for in a spouse and a husband? You know, she's like, oh, you know, she was back then, it was about, you know, are they good to me? Can they provide? You know, are they going to be a good father? Stuff like that. It's okay. That's good stuff, right? That's good to know. Now, if you ask a woman, right, I'd say at least 7 out of 10 times you're going to get, I want a man that's over, you know, 6 foot. I want 6'1", 6'2". He's got to make 6 figures. He's got to welcome in Alex Gomez to the Ham Podcast. He's got to nowadays, I can't get my wife to shut up. Flowski says that, Flowski, you better not let her see what you're typing. Don't let her see that monitor. But and they're like, I want, he's got to make six figures, and I want him to have a nice body, a six pack, and this and that. Do you know realistically the odds of you finding a man that has all of that? It's not that great, because let me tell you something. The man that is making six figures, he doesn't have all the time to go to the gym, right? He may sneak off to the gym here and there, right? He's gonna get a gym session in, I'm sure, but he's busy making those six figures, right? It's like Eddie Murphy interviewing the girls in Coming to America. Exactly, right? Exactly. If y'all remember Coming to America with Eddie Murphy, right? So Peaches, right? Peach. A good movie. If you haven't seen Coming to America, don't know where you've been, but yes, right? So, and if you ask a guy these days, right, what they're looking for in a woman, it's a little bit different, right? You'll get a handful of guys that talk about, I want a fat booty, and I want this, and I want that. I want a girl that, I want a freak. You'll get those guys, but for the most part, guys want a good woman. Guys want a woman, right? And I'm gonna speak for myself here. Okay, this is me speaking for John Helmke. Okay, if a girl came up to me and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a freak and this and that, and I give good head, and I do this and I do that, and I'm a freak in the sheets and yada," okay, cool, but obviously we can't lay there in bed 24/7 doing that. So what else are you bringing to the table? What else are you going to bring that's going to stimulate me, right? Mentally, right? What are you bringing to the table, right? Are you a good cook, right? Are you going to be a good mother to my kids? Do you even want to be a mother, right? With that mouth talking about you give good brain. I don't know if that's the kind of lessons I want my kids to learn, right? Flosky says it's like they want to see a credit report before anything. And you're right, Flosky. So many girls these days, right? Oh, I need a man that does this and a man that does that, and I need this. And it's not realistic, right? It's not. And gentlemen, one of the things that we care about, and I try to tell women this all the time, right? And I saw a video the other day, and I was like, that's exactly what I say, right? Us men, we do things for a reason. We don't do things just to do it, right? When we get a job that pays a lot of money, it's not because, I'm going to go blow this money, I'm going to go buy this, and this. No, right? When we get a beautiful girl, it's not because it's like, I wanted the most beautiful girl in the world because it makes me happy, right? It's all about status with men. Men, we do things for status, right? So when we get a beautiful wife or beautiful girlfriend, it's about status, right? Our friends look and say, "Dan, your girl's fine." "Oh, thank you. Right? That lifts our status. Our friends think she's fine. Other people see me walking down the street with a beautiful woman. Cool, right? It raises my status. If I get a job that pays really well, it's because of status, right? Hey, what do you do for a living? "I do this." "Oh, wow, really? Wow, you do that? Okay, that's awesome," right? Everything we do is for status, right? For instance, me, I have a son, right? I make sure that my son is well taken care of, right? Not because just, that's my duty as a father, but it's because I want people to know also at the same time, hey, I'm a good person, and I go above and beyond to make sure that my son is really taken care of, right? Because I promise you, there are a lot of men nowadays that don't think like that. There are a lot of men that don't put their kids first, that don't put their woman first, right? It's all about status with men. We do things for a reason. If I had two women come up to me, one average looking, right, cute, nice little body, whatever, right? Then I had another one that's absolutely drop dead gorgeous, right? But guess what? The drop dead gorgeous one won't cook, wants to order out, wants to go out to eat all the time, right? The average one that's cute, right, likes to cook, right? Hey, I like to cook. I like to do this, right? And I'm not saying that the woman has to cook all the time, because I wasn't raised in that kind of household, right? My mom and my dad both worked, and they both kind of shared that responsibility. Whoever came home first jumped on the cooking first, right? If my dad made it home first that day, he jumped on the cooking. If my mom made it home first, she jumped on the cooking, right? So on and so forth. Flosky says, shit, I buy my wife flowers on a Tuesday, so by Wednesday I'm eating great and getting all the loving. Exactly. We do things for a reason. It's for status, right? Hey, think about it, right? When I did have a girlfriend, right? And right now, ladies, yes, I'm single. I know you look at me and you're probably like, how's this good looking man single? It's hard to believe, I know. But when I was dating, yeah, right? Everything is for a reason. No, don't let anybody fool you, right? The whole, I buy flowers because it's Wednesday. I buy flowers. No, look at what Flosky put. Hey, by Wednesday, I buy flowers on a Tuesday. By Wednesday, I'm eating great. Everything's for a reason. It's for status, right? Hey, a guy tells his friends, yeah, I buy my wife flowers on Tuesday. They're like, damn, you do? Shit, I need to try that. Now we feel, yeah, my status has risen with my friends, right? I look like a better man now. So, women, let me help you out. When you talk to us, right? Not every man out there is looking for that freak. You don't have to approach us and talk about, I'll give you that got 9,000 and yada, yada, yada. Welcome to the Ham Podcast, Pedro Con 2. Welcome in, right? Because it's not always about that. Yes, is that great? Is it a bonus? Sure it is. Absolutely. But is it what we're looking for? Excuse me. No, it's not, right? It's not exactly what real men are always looking for. Real men are looking for a great relationship, a woman who will stand by his side, like he said, like Flosky said. Nowadays, the men are the cooks. Excuse me, dry throat. Sorry about that. Nowadays, the men are the cook. You're absolutely right, Flosky. Right? I mean, the last time I dated, shit, I did all the cooking. Right? I get home and there I am cooking dinner. I in the morning I'm cooking breakfast. Right? I'm like, well, why? Yes, she was cool, but at the end of the day, right? I look around and I see my other friends' wives or girlfriends cooking for them. I hear my co-workers at work talking about how their wives and girlfriends cook for them, and I'm like, well, goddamn, like, what's going on here? And before y'all get in y'all's head, maybe you weren't laying the pipe right. No, stop it, because Daddy Honky was definitely laying the pipe right. But nowadays, so many women are spoiled, and you know what I blame it on? Their fucking parents. Think about it, man. It's okay when you raise your daughter, right? Welcome in, Dams, to the Ham Podcast. Pedro says you need a woman to stand by you and support you in a decision you make. I agree with that. So, it's one of those where it's like, it's okay, right? I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Welcome in, Dems. So it's okay to have, that woman that does that extra stuff, right? That's great. That's fun. But at the end of the day, that's not always what we're looking for. We're looking for a woman that wants to be with us, wants to grow with us, wants to love us, right? So that we can love them back, right? But women, you don't make it easy on us, right? So many women nowadays are like, oh, y'all treat us like hoes and y'all do this and y'all do that. I promise you, if I go on Instagram or I go on Facebook or I go on Snapchat or any social media platform, how many thirst traps are women sending out? How many thirst traps? So how many? They're either showing off cleavage, they're showing off bathing suits, they're in their yoga pants, right? The leggings, right? They're doing something. Most women, not all women. Women, before you jump on me, right? It's not all women, but you're most of them are sending out these thirst traps 24/7, and then they wonder why when certain guys, right? Not all guys, but certain guys hit them up, they want to know why all of a sudden this guy is only looking for vagina. Well, geez, what did you promote yourself as? Right? Flosky says they got extra powers in the bedroom. You're absolutely right, they do. You're 100%. Women control shit because of the bedroom. Because, man, we have to get that power back. We have to play hard to get. We have to. Pedro says the women do it for attention. And they do, right? But when they get the negative attention, they get upset. Oh, well, he cheated on me. I just wanted a good man. But what message did you send out, girl? what did you put out there, right? If you're sending out thirst traps and you're taking all these pictures in your bikinis and everything, and you attract a certain kind of guy, don't get mad when that guy dogs you out. It's like when you go fishing, right? If I got some fishermen in here, if you throw out a certain type of bait, you're gonna catch a certain type of fish. It's the same thing in life, women. If you're sending out a certain type of bait, your pictures, your whatever it is you're doing on social media, you're going to catch a certain type of guy. It's going to happen. So if you want better, you have to act and display better, right? And again, this isn't every woman out there, right? This message may not be for everybody, but I promise you, guys would be better and guys would cheat less or do this, mistreat you less. And don't get me wrong, I don't condone any of that. I don't condone the cheating. I don't condone the mistreating of women and stuff like that. But if that's the message you're sending out, right, then that's usually what you're going to get back. Okay. So we got to clean it up, both as men and women. And men, same thing. Right? Men always say, oh, there's no good girls out there. Ain't no good women out there. Ain't no good women out there. But what are you looking for? Where are you looking? Right? Where are you trying to find these women? Right? If you're going on social media and you're meeting these women, right? And you're going based off of their Instagram pictures, then yeah, you're probably not meeting the best woman, right? If you're going out to your local strip club, you may not be meeting the best woman, right? So think about this, man. Right? If you're looking for a special type of woman, a lovely woman, a good woman, right? A woman that's going to treat you well, right? You have to go to these, again, what bait are you throwing out there? Flowski says, Dave Chappelle said it best. Oh, just because I'm dressed like this doesn't mean I'm a hooker, but damn, that shit is confusing. 100%. And women, give me your feedback, women, right? I'm very old school, right? And again, this is just my train of thought here, right? I'm very old school. I don't mind having something left up to the imagination, right? I don't. If the girl's not completely showing off everything, hey, I don't mind, right? I don't mind having something left up to the imagination. Like, dang, okay, I wonder what she looks like, right? I wonder, I'm okay. I'm curious now. The chase for men is always more fun when we're curious, right? If we don't have to chase you, it ain't so fun for us women. Just a little FYI, right? Little golden nugget there. If we aren't having to chase you and you're just giving it up too easy, it ain't no fun for us, right? We're not 14, 15, right? For these young kids out there, yeah, they do whatever they do, right? But for grown adults, you're gonna get back what you put in, and if you're putting out these thirst traps, then yeah, you're gonna get probably a bad dude, right? You're not gonna get the best guy. But again, this goes back to what I was saying. Men, we need to. The reason why men are getting played out so much nowadays, and the reason why, like Flowski put, hell, men are cooking more now than women and all this, it's because we're a soft society as men. I'm going to put it like this. Men, we've lost our cojones. We've lost our balls as men. A lot of men nowadays are not men anymore. That's Flowski says that's why I just put in the tip. But yes, right? A lot of men, we're a soft society, right? We're trying to, I don't want to hurt her feelings. And, you get these guys. Welcome in, David Anthony. Welcome in, Priscilla, to the Ham Podcast, episode 51. Once again, guys, let's take a quick break, right? The Ham Podcast, if you haven't been to our Instagram, go to _H_A_M_podcast, or go to our Twitter, _Ham_podcast. Also, guys, you can always check out all the replays of the Ham Podcast on our YouTube page, the Ham Podcast, right? But like I was saying, right, men, we got to start being men again. This sensitive shit ain't cutting it, right? Oh, I don't want to. Welcome in, Danny, to the Ham Podcast. I don't want to offend her, and I don't want to, make her feel like she's not a strong woman. guys, here's a little note for you. All this women's rights and, women first and women are strong. Yes, I commend you. Women are strong. But at the end of the day, every woman wants a man who's going to take charge. Straight women, let me put it that way. With straight women, they want a man that's going to take charge. They want a man that's going to say, hey, this is where we're going to eat. They want a man that says, hey, this is what we're doing today. They want a man that says, baby, you look good in that dress. Not, yeah, you can, yeah. I mean, if you want to wear, no, that ain't going to work, right? They want a man that's going to take charge. Babe, can you go make me a sandwich real quick while I'm doing this yard work? Okay, baby, no problem. I'll go make you a sandwich, right? Women want a man that's going to take charge. I don't care what they say about women this and women are strong. Yes, women are very strong and women are thriving in today's society, which is amazing. I love it. I round of applause, right? But at the same time, they want a man that's gonna take charge, right? But men, the key is not to overdo it. You don't want to go to the point to where now we're back in the 1920s and we're pushing them out the door because we're saying, female, get in that room and make me 2 babies real quick and then go make me, we can't overdo it, man, right? We got to know our limits, okay? But women, at the same time, you got to let us be men, right? Women say, oh, there ain't no good man out there and this and that. And, my man, I'm the breadwinner of the house. Cool. You make good money. Great. Good for you. Good for your family. Good for, your relationship. But don't go throwing that shit in his face, right? Don't go out there and, yeah, I make more money than my man. You can't do that to him. Because all you're doing now is demasculating him. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to go find a woman that makes him feel like a man. Why? Because all you're doing is demasculating him. Don't do that, women. Right? You want to keep that good man that you got? Make him feel like a man. Right? Make him feel good. And I promise, and I'm not talking sexually. That's not what I'm talking about. Right? I'm talking outside of the bedroom. Make him feel good. Make him feel like a man. Make him feel like he's that head of the household, right? And I promise you, he's going to treat you equally as good, if not better. I promise you, women, right? I shouldn't be giving these gold nuggets away. I should be charging y'all. But I just gave some away, right? I hope y'all jot this shit down. If not, you could always go back and watch it on our YouTube page, on the Ham Podcast YouTube page. You like that? Also, guys, quick little break. If you're in the market for a house, beautiful house, go check out Zamora and Orduna Realty Group. They've got phenomenal houses, right? They'll make sure to find the one that fits your needs. All right, check them out. Zamora Orduna Realty Group. They have a page here on Facebook. Check them out. And these guys will make sure that you get the place of your dreams. All right, but back to what I was saying. Got to make sure, man, that we regain our status as men, right? We can't be tippy-toeing around anymore. Well, I don't want to offend my girlfriend and, I don't want to, make her feel like her decisions aren't. No, women want to be led. Women want a man that's gonna lead them, right? Welcome in Mike D to the Ham Podcast. Women want a gentleman that is gonna tell them, baby, this is where we're gonna go. This is what we're gonna do, all right? And you're gonna have a great time. They don't want the, well, what do you want to do today? Like, it's up to you, babe. Whatever you want. No, it's okay to do that every once in a while, right? But they want a man that's gonna lead. That's in our DNA and that's in their DNA. It's coded, right? It's coded in their DNA. Okay? It's coded in our DNA. And yes, today's society is trying to, decode it and this and that, but guess what? You can't. We're talking about millions of years of DNA in us that says, be the man. Be the man. So gentlemen, go out there. Reach down in your pants and say, that's right, I still got these 2 things down there, right? Let me use them today. Okay, women, we love you, right? But stop sending out these thirst traps. Thirst traps. Why did I get tongue-tied on that? Thirst traps, right? If you're throwing out the wrong kind of bait and all you're doing is sending out these pictures in bathing suits and showing off butt cheeks and all the cleavage in the world, yeah, it's fun to look at, but guess what? You're not going to attract the kind of man you really want. It ain't going to happen. You're going to get yourself another player, right? A guy that treats you good for about 2 weeks and then he's out, okay? You're gonna get back what you put in. Okay, so put in the right information, use the right bait, women. We'd rather see an awesome plate of food and say, damn, I want a girl that cooks like that, right? We'd rather see a picture of a clean house. Damn, I want a girl that, we'd rather see a girl in a nice business attire. Damn, she looks nice in that pencil skirt and that blouse, right? Look at the nice heels. Dang, that's very professional. I promise you, women, most gentlemen, that's what we want, right? The bathing suits are good, and we know that you'll look good in it, right? But we don't also want to find it on Instagram, on Facebook, every 2 pictures, right? Because then that tells us, oh man, she's just out there putting it out there, right? All right. So make sure, gentlemen, that you treat them right. Women, put out the right message, and we're all going to live together in a happy, happy world. I promise you. Okay. Now, before we call this a night, I want to give y'all some news here. The Ham Podcast. It was known as Helmke and Mike, right? That's why we called it HAM, Helmke and Mike Podcast. It is now going to be the Ham Podcast as in Fat Boy, Helmke, right? I'm a fat boy. So Mike is going to be stepping away. Before you start jumping to conclusions, nothing wrong with Mike and I. We are great. We are still brothers. We are best friends. He just has some very important stuff that he's got to take care of that has his focus right now. So I will be leading the podcast. Okay, I will be the man. It has become a one-man show for now. And I promise you this, right? We're talking about going into 2023 and setting resolutions and all this kind of stuff. I'm digging the Bengal colors with the hat. You better calm down, Mike D. Better calm down. But it's becoming a one-man show. I'm going into 2023. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to step this bad boy up. The Ham Podcast, my goal by the end of 2023 is to make this one of the biggest podcasts coming out of San Antonio, coming out of Texas, coming out of the southwest of the United States. I want to take this and just explode. Yes, the money's great, right? The fame's cool, but not because of those reasons. Because I believe San Antonio needs a voice. San Antonio needs a voice that's going to speak the truth. San Antonio needs a voice that's going to represent us well. And I'm that man. We're going to put San Antonio on the map. Yes, we do need guests. So that was going to be my next thing. If you are interested in being a guest on the Ham Podcast, drop me a message on Twitch or drop me a DM here on Facebook. Let me know you're interested and we can set something up. I promise you that. If you're interested in being a guest, I will get you on. Right? So again, nothing between Mike and I. We are still brothers. We are still fucking homies. It's just he's got some important stuff that he's got to take care of, and some stuff that is near and dear in his heart right now that he's got to handle. And I'm gonna take the lead on this podcast, and I promise you he'll make some appearances. He'll be back every once in a while, but this is now a one-man show. And after Mike D says after his Bengals win the Super Bowl, holla. We'll see, Mike D. Y'all got a chance, but my Cowboys, that's another thing. Let me talk about my Cowboys real quick. You see the shirt. You see what the fuck it is. People are not giving us the credit we deserve. When the Eagles beat us, when we had Cooper Rush, Cowboys got smashed. Cowboys this, Cowboys that. Eagles are this. Eagles are the best team in the league, yada, yada, yada. But then we go out there and beat y'all. Or not y'all. Mike D says, all right, I'm out. But then we go out and beat the Eagles with their backup. And it's, they barely won though, right? Gardner Minshew put up 34 points. Let me tell y'all something. Gardner Minshew is not a scrub. If you followed that guy's career, he was good at Washington State. He was good when he played for Jacksonville, right? They got rid of him because they took Trevor Lawrence in the first round, right? I'm not saying he's great, because if he was great, obviously they wouldn't have drafted Trevor Lawrence. He was good though, and he's a good backup, and he's different. He's a gunslinger. Before we knew that Jalen Hurts was going to be out with that injury, we prepared for Jalen Hurts, a running type quarterback, and then 3 days before the game, okay, Gardner Minshew starting. Now we got to go and prepare for a passing quarterback. Well, guess what? We had to change a lot of stuff. And yeah, he threw on us, right? He got some passes. They got a damn good team. As much as I hate to say it, Philadelphia has a damn good team. But guess what? Jalen Hurts doesn't play defense. And our offense still went out there with Dak Prescott and put up 40 freaking points on one of the top 3 defenses in the league. In the league, I believe it's who is it? It's San Francisco, then it's Philly, and then it's us. Top 3 defense in the league, right? And we went out there and put a 40 burger on them. A 40 burger on Philly's defense. And people don't want to give us the credit. People don't want to give CD his credit. What he did in that slot position against Philly, he destroyed them. He diced them up. Right? Mike D says the Niners are going to be our biggest threat. If they don't have Deebo Samuel, they will not. But if they have Deebo, then yes, they are our biggest threat. Deebo adds a different dimension to that Niners team. If I had to play them, I'd rather play them without Deebo. And he's injured still, right? He's gone from from out to questionable this week. But if the 49ers are smart, they don't start him, man. They don't play him. You're about to be in the playoffs. You rest that man, right? You let him recover. But hey, you want to go out there and play him, Niners? Go ahead. Be my guest. Get him injured some more, right? I'm okay with that. Not for his career, but as a Cowboys fan, right? But people need to stop counting Dak out. Yes, is he one of the better quarterbacks in the league? No, he's not, right? I'm not going to put him up there yet with Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to put him up there with Joe Burrow. I mean, look, Burrow's a special talent, man. I'm not going to put him up there with Patrick Mahomes. But the things that Dak does is good, and people need to give him more credit. Mike D says Bills and Bengals will be the biggest game. I do agree with that. This weekend, the Bills and the Bengals are going to be the biggest game. Look, Mike D, I'm going to be real honest with you, all right? I play fantasy football, and I have Josh Allen as my starting quarterback in my league, and I'm in the championship. Y'all can win the game, but I need Josh Allen to throw about 4 or 5 touchdowns, all right? Y'all can still win. I hope y'all win, but I need Josh Allen to ball out, all right? Let it be a high-scoring passing game, right? So Josh Allen and Joe Burrow can go back and forth because I have Jamar Chase as well. So let them go back and forth. But, yeah, I mean, and the game's in Cincinnati. So that's a big difference there, right? Yes, both teams are cold weather teams, but that Cincy crowd, man, I don't think that crowd gets enough credit for being one of the livest crowds in the National Football League. But this weekend is full of good games. Cowboys play Thursday against Tennessee. Derrick Henry is right now, he's questionable. He's probably going to be ruled out from what I understand. It's some really good games, man. Welcome into the Ham Podcast, Luke, Valiant Luke. All right, Mike D's calling it now. Cincinnati's going to win this weekend, 27-19. Brother, if that ends up being the score, I'm going to call you for a Powerball, okay? But, guys, the Niners, yes, very good team, right? I don't want to get away from that. I hate to say it, my uncle's a huge Niner fan since birth, right? I don't know how he snuck away to Niner Nation, but he did. And their defense, top defense in the league. I'm going to say it. The Niners defense is number 1 defense in the league. That linebacker, Warner, man, Warner's a beast, right? He is a beast. But if they don't have Deebo Samuel in the playoffs, I don't know how far they're going to go, right? And here's another thing, man. It's one thing for Brock Purdy to go and do well during the season, but now you're asking a rookie to go out in playoffs and do something for you, right? And maybe he's that guy. Who knows? Maybe he's that guy. We're going to find out because everybody knows when it comes playoff time, that's the time the quarterbacks have to step up. That's when the microscope is put on the quarterbacks. And we're going to find out if Brock Purdy's that guy come playoff time. Danny, I know you're a Niner fan. Speak on it, man. What do you think? Cowboys, I think we can win a first round. If we're going to play the winner of the NFC South, which is either going to be Tampa Bay or New Orleans as of right now. I think we can beat either one of those teams. They're just not good. So we'll get past the first round, I believe. But then it gets real, right? Then it gets real, and we're going to have to step the fuck up. Because Cowboy fans, I'm a realist. I'm not one of those Cowboy fans that's going to go out there and say, we're going to do this and we're going to win the Super. No, I'm a realist. And let me tell you something. The way our defense has been playing the last couple of weeks, yeah, we've gotten turnovers. But we let Jacksonville put 40 points on us. We let Philly put 34. These last few weeks have not been good for us. right? We're not getting that same kind of pressure on the quarterback. We struggle against the run. Now, this week we did stop Miles Sanders. We put a stop to him, which is good, which is why I was telling you, I believe we were focused on stopping the run, him and Jalen Hurts. But then the switch up happened and Gardner started and he burned us on the passing, right? But Cowboys got to get it together. Dak, turnovers got to stop. Turnovers have to stop, Dak. Mike D says Bengals versus Cowboys Super Bowl. You heard it here first. Hey, I wouldn't mind that. I'd love to see that game in the Super Bowl. Mike D says y'all slept on Lawrence. I think that was, I think that week we were already looking ahead to the next week against Philly, and we overlooked Jacksonville, which was a mistake. Because I told a lot of people going into that game, Jacksonville's nobody to sleep on. Danny says, I think the Niners have playoff experience. They still have Kittle and Mitchell, and Debo will be back just in time for the playoffs. I agree. Y'all do have playoff experience, man. You've got a damn good defense. George Kittle, what he does for that team, he does those things that don't always show up on the stat sheet, right? He's going to throw those extra blocks downfield. He's going to make sure he's going to pick up a defensive end, right? He's a tight end that doesn't mind throwing his body on the line. He does those dirty things to help his team. I don't mean dirty as in illegal, but the things that most tight ends don't want to do is what I mean. And then Mitchell, Mitchell's got that dog in him. But again, that's what playoffs is, when the quarterback gets the light shined on him. And we're going to find out if Brock Purdy's really him. Mike D says, but Niner gang gonna bang bang. We're going to find out. We will find out. But it's, you know what, man, these playoffs, and all we've talked about is NFC, right? Mainly. AFC is super exciting, right? Miami was in the talks, right? Miami was in talks, but now with Tua going out again with another concussion, what's going to happen there, right? What is Miami going to do now, right? You got Kansas City, you got Buffalo still at that number 1 seed, right? Now you got, and this is my sleeper in the AFC, the Chargers have clinched the playoff spot. Don't sleep on the Chargers, man. Justin Herbert is special. Mike Williams is there. Keenan Allen is healthy, right? He's finally back. Mike Williams is looking healthy. Eckler is one of the top running backs in the league. That defense is good, right? Chargers are a scary team. If you're in the AFC, you don't want to play the Chargers first, right? Because they're hot right now. So, yeah, Chargers are scary good, man. But hey, Joe Burrow's got Cincinnati moving, right? You've got Buffalo, like I said. You got Kansas City, Miami. I'm curious now that Tua's got another concussion. Baltimore, look, man. Mike D says, I said it before you. I got you, Mike. Baltimore, I don't know about Baltimore, man. They're going to get Lamar back. But for everything Lamar does during the regular season, he's not a playoff guy, man. Teams figure them out by the time it gets to playoff time. They learn how to stop that run. If we can stop Lamar, we stop the Ravens. And his body's hurting. If he's hurting already going into playoffs and you're going to ask him to run 15, 20 times as a quarterback, that's not good if you're the Ravens, right? You don't want to have that guy running 15, 20 times during a playoff game because he's going to get banged up. So it's going to be real interesting, man. Buffalo, still scary. I love Buffalo's defense. I think they're one of the more underrated defense, especially at safety with Jordan Poyer. I think Poyer is a dog. The fact that he finally got voted to his first Pro Bowl this year is just mind-blowing to me. That guy should have been Pro Bowl the last 2 seasons, right? Poyer is a dog. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know, man. Playoff time, I'm ready to just grab me a bunch of beer, sit in front of the TV, and let's just let the magic play out. Let's let it play out, right? I just want to see it all. I'm going to feel like I'm going to be watching Titanic. There's going to be some parts where I'm crying, some where I'm smiling. Ooh, where she gets naked and you're like, oh, you're curious, right? I'm going to be an emotional roller coaster, right? His wife is the hottest, yes. Guys, by the way, what Mike D's talking about, if you don't know who Jordan Poyer's wife is, Rachel Bush, yes. Rachel Bush she does, I guess now you could say she does Instagram modeling. Oh my God. Rachel Bush has to be the hottest NFL wife in the league. And let me tell you something. Her sister, Jordan Bush, she ain't no shame either. Go check out the Bush sisters. You see how it's spelled, Busch. Check them out on Instagram, Jordan and Rachel. Oh my. I don't know what her parents did, but Jesus, thank you, Lord. But guys, it's been a wonderful night. It's been amazing. We will be back, and we are going to make this podcast a success. We're going to make it huge. We're going to change up some platforms. We're going to do some big things, right? So we're going to start getting some guests on here. We're going to do some big things in 2023. Come along for the ride. Come be a part of the Ham Podcast, right? Let's do this together. Let's put San Antonio on the map. Let's get it started. Everybody, y'all have a great, great New Year's. I'll see y'all in 2023. Until then, party hard, party safe. And just remember, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Y'all have a great night. All right. It's been amazing, everybody. Amazing, amazing night. Again, thank y'all so much for joining us here on Twitch. We look to take this show to the next level. And see y'all soon. See y'all in 2023, baby. Ham Podcast out. See y'all next year.